I get 2. I get fought alongside Olivier again for the first time in a while, and together they saved Aaron von Gilbert Keams. Gibt jetzt hier eine Duschszene. Also Duschszene. Steht zwar Dusche, aber es ist halt ein Bad. Jetzt habe ich vor allem 2 Bonding-Punkte schon wieder, Mann. Und irgendeine zusätzliche Szene mit Elise. Auch wenn ich habe halt Elise schon... Ich habe Elise noch gar nicht fertig. Oh. Ja, dann werden wir wahrscheinlich die mit Elise nachher machen. Aber ich habe ja noch Aaron Village und eine weitere Nebenquest. Lux Lune Inn. Hast du irgendwas? Was ist mit Barrel, Mann? Oh, wie sieht es eigentlich mit Recipes aus? Da habe ich... Ja, da hoffe ich mal, ich bin noch on track. Fisch bin ich nicht mehr so ganz on track. Aber das ist okay. Der vorletzte Fisch ist das schon? Sollen wir danach gehen, dass wieder hier hin? Schwierigkeitsgrad habe ich schon den vorletzten. Okay. Das ist Cerberus? Was machst du denn hier? Mhm. Hier gibt es nix. Nope. Gandalf. Neues? Nee, schade. Neue Waffen allerdings. Dafür... Bin mir ehrlich gesagt nicht so sicher, ob ich dafür Geld ausgeben will. Apropos Geld. Holy, ich glaube, Geldprobleme sind gelöst. Okay, X-Orb, Shield-Orbs, der letzte Shield- und EP-Orbs sind die letzten, die mir fehlen. Ich mache aber gerade mal nicht. Ja. Modify Orbments. Die letzten paar Slots kann man aber versuchen aufzumachen. Alter Gott, da viel bei ihr. Zack. Zack. Okay. Danke, Gandalf. Auch wenn ich immer noch enttäuscht bin, dass du keinen langen weißen Bart trägst. Was? Mein kleiner Familie? Ja, stimmt, die hat einfach nur den ganzen Kram. Wo haben wir hier? Ferry Spring. Spring. So, mit wem? Mit Yuna, Muse, Altina und Tita. Yuna, Muse, Altina, was war's? Yuna, Muse, Altina, Tita. Yuna, Muse, Altina, Tita. Mit anderen Worten, die Class 7 Girls und Tita. Class 7 und Tita. Class 7 und Tita. Class 7 und Tita. Class 7 und Tita. Ja, Wien, da. Da freust du dich jetzt, Wien, ne? Wien hat richtig Bock. Yuna, Muse mit drin, Altina und Tita mit drin. Let's go. Wieder schönes Thumbnail. Ah, what a relief. I was so tense up and worried for a while there. I hear you. I'm just glad we were able to get through this without any major incident. Agreed. Excellent work, everyone. Haha, well, I can't say I pitched in very much. It was Agate and Olivier who really saved the day, and a lot of credit has to go to Dr. Andy and Tio too. Tita, your diversionary tactics were perfect. They were the key to the whole operation coming together. Princess Alpha and Elise and Tori couldn't have done it without you either. I'm just glad we were able to help out. After all this village has done for you, Irene, I want to repay the favor in some way. Right, wait a second. Since we're all here, why don't we chat about something more interesting? Girls talk, secrets, exciting things, and of course, we have Irene as our guest of honor. Your Highness. Alright, I'm clearly the odd man out among this group. At least one thing, but with all of you here, I'm just going to turn in early, okay? Irene? So you're used to sharing a bath with Elise. Well, I guess that makes sense. It's not a big deal for families to bath in a hot spring together back where you're from. Well, then why not just think of the rest of us as a family too? Your newly acquired sister. Muse, du machst es gerade nicht besser. Du machst es nicht besser. Let's forget doesn't entirely sit well with me. Come on, Win, won't it be nice? Right, at the very least we can try and make you blush. Oh, think of it as just another mission. You won't get too radical, instructor, so maybe you could really use a good shock or two. Even you, Yuna, I'll just try and take things down a notch. Alright, knock it off now, you guys. You know how clueless he can be. Win, honestly, you make me so mad sometimes. You're just going along with whatever others want. What do you mean? Aww. The situation is looking a little dicey, but you reap what you sow. I do know how Elise feels, so if someone were to try that on Agate when we had a rare chance to be alone together. Welp. Nein, einfach jede Taste drücken und jede falsch. Kurt, ich brauche dich mal wieder dabei. Das ist Laura, Elliot und Emma. Dann ab nach Ulster. Kai und Tilia. This is so crazy. Yeah, the mayor said that we just need to be patient, but I don't know about that. It looks like these two are getting ready for something. Kind Tulia, right? It's been a while. Oh, hey. Is that request why you're here? Yeah, exactly. Torvald just as busy as you'd imagine, so he passed it on to us. The others here told me a bit about you two. I've just done so much for my brother. I'd very much like to repay that debt, even if it's just a little. Oh, okay, that's very sweet. Wow, she's so beautiful. I wonder if she's friends with Class 7? What exactly did the town do for your brother? It's a rather long story, we'll tell you some other time. Please watch what you say here. Sorry, I just got too caught up in things. She really does look familiar. I might just be overthinking things though. I think I'm starting to pick up on things, guys. Anyway, would you mind if we ask you a few questions? Tova mentioned the town was having problems with some kind of monster. Can you tell us anything about it? Yes, that's right. Recently it started showing up near town almost every night. Obviously no one wanted it around, but we all made do. There was some damage to equipment and plans, but it kept getting worse. Things took a real turn yesterday. It was the first time that people ended up injured. Oh my, I suppose that's not the sort of thing one can simply wait out, is it? No, it's not. The real creepy part is that we don't even know what it looks like. The town asked this hunter to help us get rid of it. Pretty famous around here. So scary. The monster appears out of nowhere and then it disappears just as fast. It's like we're in a horror story. It really does feel that way. We actually had some soldiers come by too. But given the situation, they held off on any operations. Why does that not surprise me? Seems they have been neglecting the duties just like during the Civil War. There was that airship incident already. All the adults who were talking about it this morning were all agreed that we can't afford any more damage done. The mayor suggested that we all move to the mining town Aragon. Meaning Alta's going to be abandoned temporarily. So that's what you two were preparing for? But if that happens, I'm sorry everyone, I know this is shocking news, but you guys have already saved Alta once. Anyone can find out the truth about this monster is you. So if you have the time, would you mind looking into it for us? We'd really appreciate it. I just can't stand the thought of parting with our home, full of memories with Mom and Dad. You guys. During the Civil War, those Jaegers left out there in shambles. Can't turn a blind eye here as a bracer and as a friend. Is there any way that we can help out? Well, we have a lot of memories in this town too. We may only have today to investigate, but we'll do whatever we can. Really, that's great. Can't thank you enough. Oh, there's no need. We're happy to help. For Oliver's sake too, since he can't publicly act right now. Right, ready to go on starting? Yeah. We don't have a whole lot of clues yet, so let's start by asking around town. Find anything out, we'll come back and fill you in. Got it, good luck. Let us know if we can help. We'll do anything we can. Gut, dann schauen wir doch mal. Hier, in der Kirche. When the townspeople are forced to evacuate because monsters not like the children affected. I'd like to speak directly with the father here and get his take on things. So that's where curiosity lies. It's a rather horrid subject, I'm afraid. Many of the local men have been conscripted and the townspeople have been forced to evacuate due to this threat. There's some logic behind what the mayor says, however. The safety of the townspeople is paramount. The evacuation will take place today. I've also contacted the chapel in the mining town Aragon to make arrangements. I see. Even though everything is so sudden, it seems that things are being handled much more quickly than I'd expected. Actually, it seems that many of the residents in Aragon are empty due to conscription. Also, the mayor has been urging the town people to move to Aragon, said it's for good of the empire. Really? That's why I've been in communication with your father there for quite some time now. Though I never imagined it would end up being fairly convenient in this sort of situation. I see. Thank you again for your time, Father. Ja, ich glaube, ich weiß jetzt schon, was hier abgeht. Wir haben den Mayor schon ganz am Anfang vom Spiel, ganz am Anfang gesehen, wie er vom Fluch getroffen wurde. Ich würde jetzt einfach mal die Behauptung aufstellen, es gibt kein Monster. Hallo Mayor. Hey, what are you doing? You must be the Mayor of Ulster. Seems that he's been affected by the Great Twilight. Let's at least try to speak to him. Prancing around pretending to be braces, are you? I suggest you drop the act. If this is because of a monster, the wonderful soldiers who are dedicated to the Imperial family have asked around already. Are you talking about the Imperial Defense Force? So you are at least aware of their name, I see. We've already taken down observations. They'll perform an official inquiry in the near future. Although with war and almost upon us, can't expect our need to be a priority. That is why I have made the decision to evacuate the whole town to the mining area. Aragon is short on manpower. Helping with the mining effort is also helping with the war effort. We're still thinking about war even in towns in this state. I don't think we'll be able to rely on him. It's a shame if we have to ask around elsewhere. Auch schön, wie er sich einmal nach hinten teleportiert hat. That person from the distillery, let's go and ask her. Oh yes, that monster, it's a strange story, alright. Some of the fields I look after have been destroyed. I was so looking forward to the harvest. See, did you get a look at the culprit? No, I didn't. It seems to only come out at night. But I do sometimes catch sight of this weird person. A weird person, you say? Yes, a man. I don't recognize him from around town. But all day looking around the town and loitering near the field. Didn't even give us Steinrose a glimpse. He hasn't been around lately, but his behavior is weird for a tourist, don't you think? I don't know. With how things are these days, there's a good enough chance he's not a tourist. I don't know. We should remember this for later. Yeah, it might prove important later. Noch im Innen. Oh, und oben am Haus auch was. Okay. Now there are some familiar faces. Welcome. Are you perhaps here about the monster? Yes, exactly. Would you mind if I ask you some questions? Oh, I hate even talking about it. It devastated our fields and destroyed the irrigation waterways. It shows up just about every night now, and when it does, it causes serious damage to the town. Strangest thing I've ever seen. I've been hunting for 50 years now, and even my countless attempts at tracking it had all been in vain. Same story every time. We're in hot pursuit and the trail just vanishes. Completely up in smoke. It's infuriating. The only thing I can think of to explain it is that the damn thing has wings. When we lose the trail, it must mean it's flown off. So that's why they call it the mysterious monster. Turning a blind eye here isn't an option. The people of Ulster can't handle this problem alone. Yeah, I completely agree. I can see why Kai and Telia reached out to Towal about it. But it is not to warrant an evacuation. Thanks for your time. There's no doubt in my mind that what we've shared with us will be useful. Please, you're too kind. I wish I could offer more than information. I'm a disgrace. Regardless, winged or not, it's big and dangerous. Please watch yourselves out there. Take a quick break here before you leave. The cuisine is wonderful, I might add. Thank you so much. Your kindness is much appreciated. So, dann nochmal hier hoch zum ehemaligen Haus der Lenheims. War doch Lenheim? Auch. Okay, auch. Boy, who'd have thought something like this would happen after? This is the guy who was attacked and injured by the monster. Excuse me, do you have a minute? I see you investigate the incident. It happened last night, just as the sun was setting. I realized that I had forgotten to close off the fences. When I went back to the field alone, I was suddenly attacked from behind. It was pitch black, so I couldn't make it out very well, but it looked like a giant cat monster. Giant cat monster? Sounds like it could be really vicious. How are your injuries? Are you going to be okay? Yes, you don't need to worry about me. I was able to fend it off with my hoe. I do have some injuries on my head and feet, but not enough to prevent me from walking. That's good to hear. Must have been a terrifying experience. Do you remember anything else? It doesn't matter how minor. We're interested in any and all details. I don't really. Wait, is this blonde girl? No, must be my mind playing tricks on me. More importantly, there was a strange noise just before I was attacked. It was a high-pitched noise, sort of like a whistle. To say a whistle. I see, that's really helpful. I hope it helps your investigation. I really hope you can do something about these monster attacks. Of course, we'll do our best. Okay, let's wrap this up. First of all, let's summarize what we learned. There's many puzzling aspects to this case. Right, there's more to it than just being a monster problem. I suggest we talk it over at Kai and Chia's house. Good thinking, I'd like to hear what they make of it too. Decided then, let's go. We and the others returned to share what they had learned from Kai with Kai and Chia. The group then began discussing what to do next. First things first, let's lay out what we know. We gathered a lot of information, but let's focus on the monster first. Several things we learned caught my attention, but if we put those stories together, what's strange is that it attacked people with their no eyewitness that it showed up now. Das keine Augenzeugen gibt. There doesn't seem to be anyone who's seen clearly, but that could be explained by the fact that, oh wow. You want me to I'd say... Wow. Isn't it a bit too convenient that it showed up now of all times? Monster first appeared not long after a large number of the townfolk had been conscripted. I'm not sure if the two events are related, but the timing certainly is suspicious. I agree, you have to wonder what drew it here all of a sudden. The hunter mentioned that he lost it midway through the chase each time he went after it. It almost seems set up, doesn't it? To be honest, Julia and I kind of suspected that too. Just doesn't seem like a coincidence. And Auch said it was like a big cat monster or something, right? I was surprised to hear it. So, dann yes, yeah. Why did you find that surprising? Well, it just wasn't what I expected, I guess. The crops that were ravaged were grapes, right? Oh, I see, it does seem out of place for a carnivorous monster to be drawn to crops. Grapes even less so. Why would it destroy the irrigation waterways like that? It almost seems like it's trying to harass the town. So why is its behavior so abnormal? That's the million-dollar question. We must consider the possibility that it's being controlled by people. There must be someone controlling it. What? Controlling monsters? Is that even possible? Yeah, actually, there are certain monsters that have been specifically trained to respond to sound. They're known as military monsters. You'll often see Jaegers using them. Someone mentioned seeing a strange man loitering on the outskirts of town. Do you think there's a connection? Oh, I've seen him too. He doesn't look like a soldier or a Jaeger, but he definitely seems like he's an outsider for a reason. As of right now, though, we can't know if he's related or not. Still, considering what we've seen and heard, we can't rule out some sort of conspiracy at play here. A conspiracy? Und der Wendler schlägt schon wieder zu. I know it might sound absurd, but I think it's worth exploring what the reason behind such a plot would be. If someone were in fact controlling the monster, what would be the motive? Well, we have to start by thinking about potential objectives. To the goal of someone controlling a monster, to obtain agriculture product, nein, etwas anderes. The only conclusion, I think, is that there's something that we don't yet understand. Ich denke, es ist der Bürgermeister, der halt einfach das Dorf räumen will, weil das Dorf nichts zum Krieg beiträgt und deswegen nach Aragon will, damit die Dorfleute dort in den Minen arbeiten, um näher am Krieg teilzunehmen quasi. You're probably right, Elise. True, we didn't walk away with anything conclusive at all. There was one person who seemed to know the truth behind what's going on. Someone who knows the truth? Who could it be? I think the mayor. Could be Mayor Martin. I say the mayor is intentionally intimidating the residents. I don't know about that. There must be some escape. Not something I want to believe either. But people were saying the mayor's been pushing to move to Aragon for quite some time now. Even before this monster issue. You can't deny that things seem to be falling in his favor. Well, when you put it like that, it does seem oddly convenient. It's a terrible thing to consider, but it does make some sense. You know what I mean, right, Tilia? One day, he just started acting so strange. But he's the mayor. He's always been such a nice person. When we lost Mom and Dad, he really looked out for us. Just so hard to imagine. Tilia. I don't know what the truth is. The Great Twilight has proven itself to have an incredible far reach. It's not out of the question. I just don't know. On one hand, the mayor controlling the monster is definitely a possibility, but it looks like we don't have all the facts yet. Please excuse me a moment. Who's calling me? Or aren't you Marcus's co-worker? Please excuse the sudden interruption. Marcus told me that you're now dealing with a certain incident. This is a rather awkward request to make, but I was actually wondering if you could maybe leave this issue be for me. Leave it be, do you mean? There's something going on in Alster, something that warrants the Government Accountability Inspectorate taking action? Well, I'll just have to leave that up to your imagination. Looks like you have your reasons, Rainer, but the residents are terrified. They're already preparing to evacuate by the end of the day. We can't turn a blind eye to this. What? Think we've already reached that point? Everything's moving way too fast. Do have an idea, but we're going to need your help. We've got to bring this to an end. Alright then, Marcus has told me a lot about you guys. I've thought this for a while now, but you're probably people worth trusting. I'll share what we've gathered. Make sure you use it well. Inspector Reiner shared some interesting information with Wien and the others. Combining all the individual pieces helped them get a clearer picture of the situation. However, it also unearthed something suspicious unfolding in Alster. Something worse of the word conspiracy and their vandalize at it again. The idea that this sort of thing would occur in Alster is hard to fully wrap my mind around. Reiner did put some potential operation together, but we're not going to make it in time, just like we thought. If anyone's going to do something, it'll have to be us. Besides, I don't think this is entirely unrelated to those of us from Source. It certainly does seem that way. And Tilia and I want to help too. Think we can convince the people who live here to go along with our plan. I couldn't imagine anyone better suited for that. Things could get a little rough out here. Princess Alfred, at least your safety is the highest priority. I don't know what's going through your mind, but if it results in anything but us coming along, that you can't forget it. Yes, that's right, we're helping, and that's that. You wouldn't let us come this far, or at least to tell us to stay out of it, would you? Well, I guess I should have known they wouldn't back down after hearing all that. Just be as careful as possible and stay with the group, no matter what. Yep, you got it. We understand. Let's make sure we're ready before you head out. It's time, everyone. Yeah, right, got it. Okay, interessant. Wir müssen wirklich starten. Ich würde einfach mal sagen, die Ausrüstung passt so. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I called in some more help just to be safe, but the odds of them getting here in time are about 50-50. We'll just have to proceed as if we're handling this entirely on our own. We have to uncover whatever is going on out there, no matter what. My brother's waiting up in the ship. This is for his sake too. A short while later, after we and the others had left. The residents started to assemble one by one. The time had come for them to evacuate to Aragon as the mayor had ordered. Even those residents who had opposed the evacuation made their preparations to leave. With a sad farewell, they left their home behind. Finally, it took longer than I thought it would. They were all so stubborn. It was always going to be tough. Oh, Alster, you're no bustling metropolis, but by 80s you are your beautiful town. How proud I am that Prince Oliver himself spent some of his childhood here. Which is why merely cooperating with conscription is simply not enough. I want our town to make a true contribution to this nation. My good mayor, it would appear we can finally get started. Du schon wieder. Hey there, what? Sorry it took so damn long. You wouldn't believe how stubborn all these town folks are. Clear now that getting everyone away from the town first, the only way for this little reforming scheme of yours to go smoothly. Haha, you owe you a great deal of gratitude. Speed is crucial in business. Admittedly, I had to use a somewhat unconventional approach. I wouldn't concern yourself with that. It all counts as expenses. It's unfortunate that the town had to sustain some minor damage, but it's all for the greater good, I'm sure. I'm still impressed with the scale of it all, though. What was it again, a giant logistics center? For planned war, I guess it was like an improved version of a logistics storehouse that Clyde & Co. has in the capital. Did you mention that by building it in our suburb, we'd be able to develop into Urbania's next big commercial area? The empire is expanding and there's an urgent demand to establish a logistic network, particularly for Jirai and Northumbria. The economic benefit we could gain from an outer logistics center would be unprecedented. Would you be so kind as to grant permission to open a factory that manufactures military items other than weapons? Haha, of course, I presume such a factory will employ locals for the country and also for the benefit of Ulster. It's a perfect plan. I don't think this was what was happening. What are you still doing here? Well, I do believe I've seen your face before. You were in the same class as Hugo, if I'm not mistaken. You just keep popping up where you're not welcome. You really like sticking your neck out. Clear why these two are acting like this. Clyde & Co. Sales Manager Watts and Mayor Masson. Are you aware that this plan of yours is illegal? Can't believe that you used monsters for your own purposes and drove away residents. This is fraud and intimidation on a wide scale. You've essentially hijacked a town. Can't let this kind of cruelty slide. There's still time. Please stop this. What does it matter to outsiders like you, huh? We're only thinking of the country and Ulster. How dare you be so impudent? What? Get these people out of my town. Cleaning this riffraff up shouldn't be a problem. After all, I've already arranged to sweep away the town. What are a few extra pieces of trash? What? Time is short and we have to begin. Let's a great plan begin, sponsored of course by Clyde & Co. No. Archaism? Oh nein, nicht die Clowns. Rainer saw the signs that Clyde has been doing some shady deals with our boroughs. But they're not just using military monsters, they're using archaism too, and there are so many of them. What is all this about? What are those machines doing here? They're going to destroy the town. Stop them. What are you talking about? This is what we agreed. This is a necessary measure we must take in order to build the factory. Wait, the factory is supposed to be built on the outskirts of town. I've the area surveyed, and the mountains were going to make development difficult. The locality of the town looks perfect, however. It is the most efficient site. This is for the nation. Surely you won't start objecting now 4 times? No, but this is... You've tricked me. I would have never agreed to this. Haha, well, have a nice day, everyone. Things are going to be a little messy here for a while, so I think I'll take my leave. He's running away. We have to do something about this first. Good bit up to take on the monsters and their chasms. Oh, stop it now. Damn you, leave our town alone. Look out! Sehr schön. Schöner Zwischengang. Hallo Devil Reapers. Welcome to the stream, but just to let you know, this is a German stream, so I'm reading the text in English, but yeah, everything like reactions are still in German. But still appreciate you being here. Are you okay? It's dangerous here, please stand back. Your Highness Elise, it's not safe to be this close to the battle. No, I intend to fight. Allow me to help. This is the reality of the Great Twilight and government schemes. But don't do whatever I can to save this nation when I'm not fit to be part of the Imperial family. Your Highness, we can do something about the monsters and their chasms. So leave this to us. You need to get up to Watts for all of Ulster. Got it, thank you. At least protect the Highness. If it gets too dangerous, both of you just run. Got it? Don't worry about us. Be careful, everyone. Just hope my emergency plan makes it in time. Earlier. Not long now. The lot should be just up ahead. Arma auch. Are you alright? Yes, thank you. Don't worry about me, I can still walk a little longer. How about we take a short break while we're here? There's no need to hurry, we can take our time. Yeah, I guess you're right. Anyway, Kai, when are you and Tulia going to tell us what this is all about? I was surprised to hear you of all people tell us we should leave town early. Alright, about that. Actually, we and them were the ones who came up with this whole plan. Oh, really now? You mean those kids who saved the town before? I'll tell you more once we get to the lodge. Well, alright. You must have your reason for keeping quiet. In the case, the lodge is just a little bit further. I'll take care of any monsters we run into in the meantime. So follow me. Of course, thank you very much. Come on, Lodge, don't waddle. Right. Oh nee, nicht schon wieder der Fluch. It's not here, the sheep plushie Daddy gave me. No, I must have accidentally left it behind somewhere. Oh nee. Please nicht, nein. Oh Gott, das könnte Probleme geben. Well, now I'm going to be quite busy from here and I've got to... Huh? An old bike. Ja, hallo. Hallo, Hermann. Ah! Wie hat er es geschafft, so ein Ding mit einem Bike von der Straße zu bringen? It's you. What are you doing here, Hermann? Das muss ein verdammt robustes Motorrad sein. Mr. Watt. Isn't it about time you went straight? You've been ignoring orders from the main office for a while now. With that, I hear you've been making illicit deals all over the Empire. How long did you think you could keep this up? So what happened to that promise of yours? You swore you wouldn't trample over others for business's sake, but here we are. I would never would have found my calling if it weren't for you. Just here to make up for all you did for me. And I've decided I'm going to pay you back by stopping you from making this huge mistake. It's over now, Watts. We know this isn't your first offense, but it'll be the last time you try to scam someone like this. The Inspectorate should have already contacted you. I'd like to bring you in for some questioning about your recent dealings with the government. Meddling kids. Why don't you all just stop wasting my time? I know I've had my setback, but this plan is foolproof. I've won over the mayor, avoided the main office, laid the groundwork with the government, and even called in favors from the IDF. Do you have any idea how long I've waited for all this to come together? Pretty soon the outer distribution center is going to dominate the whole of the northwestern region. Think about it. Pull this off, it'll be the biggest score of my entire career. The profits I bring in could finally even surpass Hugo Kleist. You did all this just for that. If only you'd gone about it differently, that passion could have led you to great things. You've been with Kleist & Co. a long time, ever since it was first founded, right? Were you hoping Hugo would hand over the Kleist Mall in order to you? This is my fault, Mr. Watts. If I'd only paid more attention, I could have stopped you before it came to this. But if words won't work, I have to get through to you some other way. Don't you dare try to stop me. It's all about to come together. Just a little more. It'll be perfect. Perfect, I tell you! What was that? Oh! A kid? Looked like the heavens have sent me a little gift. Damn it. Wow. Das ist unterste Schublade von ihr, Watts. Now everyone, better mind your manners. Just keep quiet and cooperate, and this will all go smoothly. Mr. Watts, let him go, now. Haha, now let me be clear, I'm not going to budge even one reach away from my plan. All I need is a little more time, the proper equipment, and I'll be able to level Ulster to the ground. Not to mention I still have one last ace up my sleeve. Oh, ist das nicht das Ding, was wir im ersten Teil in Ruhe in diesem Development-Ding bekämpft haben? Alright, now time to take out the trash. Gaspard Garrett, you really brought our bosses sarcasms out here? That's enough. Stop this right now, Mr. Watts. The Great Twilight has gotten to him. Let's settle it. We have to finish this ourselves. First, we'll take these things down. Everybody ready? Right. We can handle this. Rescue the hostage and restrain Watts.
It looks scary. Watch out!
Alles klar.
Unforgivable.
Not today.
Schön gehört, danke.
Let's go.
Okay, ich muss die alle analysieren.
Ha! Let's go. Yeah.
So. Wien, viel Spaß.
Mine. Not today.
Now!
My turn.
Komm, machen wir Ragnar Strike.
Behold, now I'll end it. Ha! Ragnar, strike.
My turn.
Ach komm, Leute, das auch mal.
My turn!
I'm up. Tuh.
My turn.
Oh. Das müsste ich jetzt, aber ja. Richtiger Easy Snack.
Now, let's continue onward.
Kaleido hoch, sehr schön.
I must train even more.
Gemini Judgment. Das heißt, sie haben doch nicht einfach nur das und 2. Wobei ich vermute, meine Theorie ist dann jetzt, dass die von der alten Class 7, die S-Craft einfach nur blablabla 2 heißen, aber die neuen dann das quasi jedes Mal ein neues bekommen.
I did it!
Das bestätigt eigentlich meine Theorie. Schade. Wirklich schade. Ich finde generell ein bisschen schade, dass die alte Class 7 wirklich so in den Hintergrund gerückt ist. No, you destroyed them already. This is ridiculous, but you're weak from that fight. I'll just use the other one and... Not so fast. Is that... What? You took it out in one blow? What? It's alright, it's time you two. Perfect timing, Kai. No, just leave the rest to us. Kai kann das auch? Lord, quick, get with us. Tilia. Looks like the tables have turned. Phew, things were getting pretty dicey there. But I guess we made it just in the nick of time. We're from a Bracer Guild. Can anyone bring us up to speed? You couldn't have picked a better time to show up. I'm only sorry you couldn't get here sooner. Not at all. Everything worked out perfectly. I'm glad I called you guys. Never thought things would get this crazy. Thank goodness, we were pretty worried when you disappeared, Lot. It all happened so fast. I'm sorry you ran off, Tilia. Kai. You did a great job on the rescue as well. I think the credit goes to Estelle and the others for charging in right when things took a turn for the worst. I'm just relieved things turned out the way they did. Bracers, you've got to be kidding me. Wanted criminals, guild dogs, where is it going to end? Are you going to make an enemy of Clyde & Co. of the government? Still haven't given up. I don't think you fully understand the position you're in. What? According to Tova, the main office of Clyde & Co. has denied all responsibility for things you've done. You've been suspended from duty several times, and you're on your last warning now. That info technically isn't meant to leave the company, but push really came to shove. I heard about it from Marina. Your unethical fixation on success is in direct opposition to the main office's wishes. Doesn't it seem a bit uncouth of you to invoke Clyde & Co., Mr. Three Pieces suit? Considering their feeling toward you and all, throwing it around like that could land you in some trouble. I couldn't agree more. You have no right to utter that name, Watts. The same goes for your so-called connections with the government. Hugo? Sowas von Hugo. Ah, he's finally here. And there's the last helper we called in. The chip. Sir. Betty auch, oh. Hey there everyone, sorry it took us so long. Fighting Hugo and Brenham here took a wee bit longer than expected. Well, Mr. Managing Director, seems like things were taking a real spiral. Any plans on how to handle it? Oh, I'll put an end to this. Alright, it's my duty after all. Wait, what Sir, I apologize for how this must look. These ruffians have thrown a wrench in the works, but it's only a temporary setback, I assure you. Let's cut to the chase. What exactly are you doing here? Sir? Do you have any idea of the trouble you're in? As if scamming people out of their homes wasn't bad enough, you even took a child hostage. I've told you time and time again that I won't accept such unconscionable methods of business. Yet you continue to disregard my orders. Sir, I don't understand. Who cares about the past? Don't you see what's at stake here? For the more efficient way to boost our profits, why should anything else matter? That's what doing business is all about, right? You will never make it in this industry if you let yourself worry over matters of petty morality. Come on, what? It's like speaking to a brick wall with you. Of course, it's taken root deep inside him. Must have honed in on his fixation with profit and drove him out of control. Or maybe it's more his obsession with surpassing you that gotten him this far out of line. Surpassing me? Why should that matter so much? Still don't understand? I've been with Clive since the very beginning. I've watched it grow from a tiny company to the nationwide juggernaut it is today. Do you have any idea what it's like for me seeing you take over and call me incompetent, third rate? If I can raise our profits more than you, then perhaps, finally, you'll recognize me for the businessman I truly am. Hugo always used things so logical, but a situation like this really requires an emotional touch. But you've been a loyal employee for my company for many years. In just the past month, your efforts have raised our profit margin by 10%. I'll admit the results you've achieved have been impressive, but your criminal activity, rejection of our trading policies, and utter refusal to follow orders are not something I can overlook. Effective immediately, I'm relieving you of your position as sales manager and placing you on indefinite suspension. What? No, it can't be, after all I've done. Of one, I'm truly sorry for the trouble what had caused. I take full responsibility. I should have paid more attention to what's going on in my own company. I promise I'll compensate anyone who is affected by my employees' unlawful activities. Now, Herman. Yes, sir? Attend to Watts. It looked like he's taking a few bumps. See to it that he gets some medical treatment. Yes, sir, of course. Well, I must be on my way. Hold up, Hugo. One more question before you go. What are you planning on doing fair here on out? What problem may be settled, but what about the future? You knew this, what the government was planning, and you still got in debate with them. I know that wasn't purely a business decision, but all of this that's happened here, that's where it got you. You claim you take responsibility, but what does that mean? You're stepping down as managing director. Told you already, didn't I? I'm going to settle things. The fires of war will engulf this continent before too long. I've known that for 2 years now. That's why I allied myself with the government, to give Clyde the best chance of surviving. But I see now that I made the wrong judgment. It's only natural that I should resign. Hugo, he is none of that pish. What do you think that can accomplish? What? She's got a point, Hugo. You know we're trying to put an end to the Great Twilight, right? Your government connection could make you a valuable ally to that cause. What do you say? For old time's sake? I don't know. The way I see it, the important thing here is obligation. But it's what you truly want to make happen. Not that it's any of my business. I'm not from Urbonia myself, so I don't know what all this must be like for you. But all of us have gotten this far by following our own convictions, but doing what we believe is right. Same probably goes for Arena Class 7, so why should it be any different for you? Still. Haha, yeah, that's a pretty good way of summing up why we're all here. We wouldn't have trudged all the way to West Urbonia if we didn't believe in what we were doing. In the end, the decision is yours to make. Try to be honest with yourself and see how things go from there. What do I really want? For crying out loud, you know what you want. You just can't admit it because of that stubborn pride of yours. You know there's always a way both swords and Clydes can come out of this still standing. So wrap your thing in and snap to it. If you go wrong again, I'll be here to set you straight. Becky. Me go wrong. You'd better not expect that make any sort of mistake like that twice. And I move forward from here my way. I'll ensure the future of the company and souls without so much as relying on the government. Well said, if anyone can dare all that, it's you. It was boy for a while there. All the same, good to have you back on our side, Hugo. I'm sure the others will be glad to hear it too. We should head back and spread the news to the creators, don't you think, guys? Yeah. Huh? Well, I'm certainly glad that's over. You could say that again. My heart's still beating crazy fast. We still have a few things we need to clear up, but at least the worst is behind us. And it's all thanks to them. The Source kid still got it in them, don't they? True. Shortly afterwards, the 3rd Armored Division arrived to take control of the scene. After sustained considerable damage, however, it was swiftly restored with the compensation on Clive and Co. The residents rejoiced as they returned to the town, and others were reunited with old friends. Certainly not everything was resolved that day. But at least this was the end of the incident that engulfed Ulster. You're all going now, aren't you? Yes, it would have been nice to stay a little longer though. Yeah, I figured. I want to thank you guys again for everything you did. Right, you've got my thanks too, and you asking you guys to look into this was the right call. Well, it wasn't just us, we had a lot of help on this one. Right, we had some assistance in clearing up the remaining occasions too. We only clobbered a few of them. You two pretty much had things handled on your own. It's thanks to all your guys' hard work that Alto was safe. You were first on the scene and you busted that conspiracy wide open. Yeah, if you had got here when you did, it might have been too late. Oh, thank you for saying so, hehe. But I think if I hear any more praise, I'll turn red from head to toe. Only though I'm sure my father and brother will be able to breathe a sigh of relief now. I don't doubt it. If you have the chance, please tell your father that I hope for a swift recovery. Thank you, I'll let him know. What are we talking about? I think I may have an idea. That'll be our little secret, Kay? Haha. Things are gonna get way tougher from here. We all gotta stay on our toes. For now, us bracers are gonna keep on bracing. Hope you guys can keep up. Yep. Come back anytime. Just be careful out there. Things might be a bit tough for the town for a bit. If there's anything we can do to help, just let us know. We'll come back to see you again. Stay safe. Holy Bell, 8000. Bitte nicht noch einen Bonding-Punkt. Danke.